Hi, and welcome back to day 4 of An Odd Animal a Day. Today we're on to letter D, and in Odd Animal ABCs, D does not stand for dog, but for Draco lizard. Draco lizards are these gliding or flying lizards that are native to Southeast Asia. And over thousands of years, they've developed the capacity of flight, which allows them to avoid predators on the forest floor. And they have these sets of elongated ribs that you can see in the illustration here that extend out from their bodies. And within those folds or those spaces, they have folds of skin which they can unfurl and use as wings to fly through the air. So, to get started today, as we've done on our previous 3 days, you'll need a sheet of blank paper and a drawing utensil. Again, you can always grab a different color, or maybe you start like I do in black so that you can do the outline and then color it in green or maybe a different color entirely. It does not have to be perfectly realistic. So we'll start with the eyes, and we're going to start at the top half of the paper towards the center. You'll notice I have my paper turned with the short end facing me today. So 2 dots for the eyes towards the top half of the page. We'll do 1, and they're not very big, right? And then an inch and a half away from there, we'll do 1 more about the same size. I'm going to do a C shape. The top of the C, though, is going to be turned at an angle. So I'm going to start here on the left side of the eye, the pupil, and come around there. Same thing on this side to finish his eye. And it's okay if they're not exactly the same shape. From here, we'll do the rest of his face up towards the top here where his nose would be. So it's going to be an upside down kind of curved shape, almost like a triangle, rounded at the top, come down to the other side. You can add little nostrils if you want, just a dot on each side there. Then they have their ears on either side by the eyes. And then for the tail, I'm going to draw a line starting up near his head all the way down almost to the bottom of my page. And this will be the center of his body and part of the tail. So from the head, we're going to draw a straight line all the way down. And then we'll add the body on from there. We're going to do a curve from near his top of his head right here, come about halfway down that line that we just drew to create the left side of his body. So starting at the top, just a gentle curve down. Same thing on this side. We can start at the bottom and come back up where we started. Next, I'm going to add in the rest of the tail. So I'm going to draw a line connecting his end of his body here just to the tip of that tail there. So on the left side, take that all the way down. We can extend a little bit further if you want to make it longer. And then back up to the top here. And there's his long tail. Next, we'll do his legs. So I'm going to do 2 diagonal lines extending out right at the end of his body here near his tail. So you'll see here, they almost come to a point, but not quite. So we'll do one right about here, an inch away from his tail, and then one right at the corner there where the tail and the body are joined. Same thing on the other side. One here, and then the other one at a slight angle there. For the toes, I'm going to do 3 lines extending out from his leg here. I'm going to do one connected to either side, and then we'll do one in the middle, which will connect here in just a moment. Same thing on this side as well, connected to his leg on the other side, and then one in the middle. And then from here, as we've done on some of our other animals, we're just going to connect the toes. If you need to come back and add a little connection, that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. And there's his feet. So on to the most important part then, we're going to start to do his arms, and he in this drawing of course has his folds of skin unfolded so that you can see he's flying. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. I'm going to start with a straight line out from right around where his neck would be. So one out to the side, leave a little bit of space here so you have enough space to draw his fingers. Same thing on this side at about the same level. And again, leaving a little bit of space on this side of our paper. Just like we did for the toes, we're going to do the same thing for the fingers. So I'm going to do a line out from here in the center, and then one to the other side. Take it out to this side to the center and then towards the bottom of the page. And then we'll connect them. So he has all his fingers and toes now. We'll need to do his wings. So simple curve from his bottom finger here all the way down. It can actually connect to part of his leg here. So I'm gonna take a line and just give it a gentle curve, maybe about halfway down the leg is where it hits. Same thing on this side, from about halfway down the leg, and connect it up with his fingers. And the final thing I'm going to do 2 lines extending from his body in the very corner right here, so you can see those folds of skin and his ribs that stick out from his body to enable him to fly. So there's 2, and then 2 more on this side. And there's your Draco lizard. Feel free to color him in, green, yellow, maybe a different color entirely. Does not have to be accurate to what's drawn in the book. And come back tomorrow, we'll be on to E. Thanks, guys.